Well, he's had multiple run-ins with the police. His dad was a cop for a long time, and our next guest has some sage advice so we don't see more Fergusons in our future. He says if it can happen to Michael Brown, it can happen to any of us. Killer Mike Render is one half of this successful hip-hop act. Run the Jewels, his latest record with LP, RTJ2, is coming out October 28th. Killer Mike is here. Welcome, Killer Mike, and thanks to Charlemagne for recommending you.
Thanks to Charlemagne the God, and shouts out to the Breakfast Club. Let me say, first of all, Kennedy, longtime fan. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate
Khalil, hello. Matt, hello.
What up?
Absolutely. Let me qualify, first of all, for people that watch this show that are intelligent. You know my name means Killer Mike because I kill microphones. If that is not gettable within the first 5 seconds of me talking, just stop listening now, because you won't be happy. Next, I've had multiple run-ins with the law, as in a punk 12-year-old trying to steal candy. I've never been to jail. I don't have a felony on my record, and I am the son and current cousin of an Atlanta City police officer and East Point City police officer. So God bless my cousins and God bless my dad.
No, you want to keep the people in law enforcement safe, especially the ones you know. But I think a lot of people's perception of law enforcement has changed in the wake of Ferguson. Has it changed for you? And do you and your dad kind of argue about some of the things that are happening right now?
Well, me and my dad argue about a plethora of things because as conservative morally as I can be, my dad's a little more conservative than me. He's a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, as am I. We're both members of the NRA. So my dad taught me to love this country and love the U.S. Constitution. The problem with loving the U.S. Constitution is that we're currently in a state in this country where it's easier to break the constitutional rights of citizens in the name of safety and law and order. And that's what scares me. I want policemen to be safe in communities. I know that bulletproof vests helps policemen stay safe. I know that cameras on vests help make people stay safe. I know armored vehicles could. But what really helps policemen stay safe is being engaged in the community. My dad has been a cop. He's been a Little League coach. My cousin is a Little League coach and a cop. I believe that we need to have more police athletic leagues and less police tank vehicles. I'm from a city where cops accidentally killed an 80-something-year-old grandmother. I'm sure those policemen didn't want to do that, but they are in an environment where they are taught to have a kick door policy instead of a community outreach policy. So to keep police safe, we're going to have policemen be a part of our community again, not just occupying our community. And with that said, as an American, we have to stay vested in making sure our constitutional rights are not being violated. So I would encourage everyone to vote locally, to engage your police departments when you don't need them, not when you're calling 911, but know your local policemen, know your local police sergeants, know your police chief, and be a part of an active local campaign.
Yes,
to bring
that's
the community
absolutely true.
and police
Engagement
together.
goes both ways. That's a great point, Killer Mike.
Mike, looking at the Ferguson aftermath, what disturbed you the most about the way that police handled those situations night after night?
I'm going to tell you what really scared me more than, because I just thought multiple mistakes were made over and over by the initial police chief. I was very happy to see the state patrol commander come in and do something as simple as walk with protesters. That wasn't picking a side. That just was saying, as a citizen in this country, I'm going to walk with you and we're going to walk to some type of understanding. When even he later had to move protesters, it didn't come under such harsh scrutiny because he had first walked with them. What really scared me about this was tear gas was used on American citizens. We can't use tear gas on Iraqi citizens. It is illegal to use tear gas in war, yet tear gas was used on the streets of American soil against American citizens. That frightens me. That doesn't just frighten me for black people in Ferguson or the people that were protesting that were white, black, and all other races and nationalities. It makes me frightened that this could happen at your mother's house. This could happen at my mother's house. This could happen on the streets of Texas, Georgia, New York, Los Angeles. And if we, in the name of safety, keep being complacent and not showing outrage when constitutional rights are broken, then eventually we all will live in an occupied community, and it won't just be the least of us.
Mike, we've got very, very little time left here. You mentioned race briefly there at the end of your comments, probably the first time you've invoked it during this conversation. I wonder what you think about the civil rights folks who sort of descended upon the scene and the fact that the conversation has been so much about sort of race and whether or not there are black cops and cops taking issue with black Americans.
Let me say we need black police officers. We need police officers that look like the people they are policing. So I'm never going to be the one. In fact, I put out a tweet a few months back encouraging people in Atlanta, black people, to go join the police force because they're hiring right now. I don't put race in front of everything because first and foremost, before I was African American, we knew I was going to be a little black child born in America. We knew that I was an American child. I want my constitutional rights upheld. I want my constitutional rights rewarded. I want my constitutional rights recognized by the police. I don't care what color you are, what color I am. Now, I do know that it has been easier to make me a target because I'm a black male. Stop and frisk did not affect my white friends like it affected my black friends in New York. I'm glad they did away with that policy. But I don't advocate everything becoming a racial argument when we approach something. This is a constitutional argument. I believe that that young man was killed before due process happened. I believe that that young man's constitutional rights may have been violated, and based on that, I am in support of further investigation for what happens.
All right,
if I get shot,
I would love to investigate your perspective further in studio, and you have a target on you for my affection. I will tell you that right now.
Thank you very much, Kennedy.
So come on to New York, and I'd love to have you on again because I think you're great.
I'll be in New York soon. Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you, Khalil, and thank you, Matt.
Absolutely.